If you want to effortlessly save 100,000 euros with a normal 9 to 5 job in Europe, there are 3 simple actions you need to do. I'm Nico, and I saved over 250,000 euros by 29, and while helping my European clients save their first 100,000, I discovered 3 money hacks that get you there faster. So in this video, I will show you exactly what these hacks are and how to use them to build your first 100,000 euros effortlessly. Okay, this first hack will make managing your money extremely easy, and it helped one of my clients to go from 40,000 euros saved to 50,000 in just 1 year. Let me ask you something. How many subscriptions do you pay for right now? Netflix, Spotify, your gym membership, your phone plan, and they all renew automatically every month, right? You don't even have to think about it, and that's why it's so easy to use all these services. The thing is, you can do exactly the same with your money. You don't have to spend hours every month managing it, because you can treat your savings and investments like as subscriptions you don't want to cancel. That's what my client started doing after our first call. And thanks to that, despite having only saved and invested 14,000 euros over the previous 3 years, he easily reached 50,000 in one single year. And it's not like he got a raise. But to be fair, there's one more thing he did. He paid himself first, before rent, before bills, before groceries. This helped him always set aside money that otherwise he would have found ways to spend if he had waited until the end of the month. That's why the first hack is to automate your savings and investments so that as soon as you get your paycheck, you send it to your savings and investing accounts. So how do you reach the same results? First, define how much you should save and invest every month. I like to use the 15% rule, for which I save 15% and invest 15% of my income. Though it's not a perfect rule, and maybe in your own situation you have to adapt the percentages to better suit your finances. Anyway, you should keep the 15% rule as a reference for a good income allocation. Second, just set up automatic transfers to your savings and investing accounts for the day after you get paid. That's something that any bank allows nowadays, and this way the most important part of your finances will be managed automatically, and reaching 100,000 euros will be much faster, without you needing to spend hours every month organizing everything. Now, automating your finances is great, but this next hack will get you to 100,000 even faster. But most people are too scared to do it. Last year, I wasn't really happy with my job, and I had this feeling that I wasn't getting paid enough for what I was doing. So I started looking around. I updated my CV, sent some applications, and had a few interviews. And there, I confirmed I was actually underpaid. The offers I got were way higher than what I was making, and companies were willing to pay me so much more for similar positions and responsibilities. And this is what would probably happen to you as well if you were to look around for new opportunities. According to European salary data, when you switch jobs, you can get a 10 to 20% salary increase. But if you stay at the same company, you can only expect a 2 to 3% raise. That's why the second hack to easily reach 100,000 euros is to change jobs to get higher salaries, or at least use the offers to negotiate your current salary. And I get it, it feels scary and you don't want to potentially ruin relationships at work. I went through the same. That's why it's really important to do it properly. So how do you do that? First, never talk about that unless there's something concrete you're serious about. Rumors are the first thing to spread in a company. Second, start by understanding how much you could actually earn by changing jobs. To do that, you can use Glassdoor and LinkedIn, for example. Then just start sending some applications to positions you're actually interested in. You will eventually get some interviews and some offers that will validate if you could actually get paid more. Now, you've got 2 options. Option 1, take the new job and the higher salary. Option 2, use that offer to negotiate a raise at your current company while saying they contacted you. Either way, you will manage to get paid what you deserve, and this will give a huge boost to your savings. But most people fail here because they don't know how to manage a salary increase. And I fell into this trap as well. A few years ago, I got a huge pay raise, more than double my previous salary. And I was super happy because finally I was earning enough to relax and live well. So I rented a better apartment, bought a new car, started going out to restaurants more often, and buying random stuff online. It felt great. But then, when I checked my savings, they were as low as they were before. So I started looking at my expenses, and I noticed that I was spending all the additional money I got from the raise. I wasn't keeping any. This is called lifestyle inflation. And it's one of the biggest reasons people never reach 100,000 euros, even when they earn well. Because no matter how much you make, if you spend it all, you will never save anything. To solve that, I started using hack number 3, which is defining your own guilt-free money. Basically, it's money you can use however you want and without any guilt, as long as you stay within the limit you've defined. This way, I focus my spending only on what I really like, and just by doing that, I finally started saving more money. So, how do you actually define and use this guilt-free money? First, set a percentage of your income for guilt-free spending. Again, I like to use the 15% rule, but you can adapt it to your own situation. Second, spend this money on everything you care about and forget about stuff that doesn't matter. For example, I love traveling and eating out, so I continued spending on that as if nothing changed. But I didn't really care about buying stuff online or new clothes every month, so I just cut my spending on them. Thanks to that, I started saving over 10,000 euros more per year without sacrificing my lifestyle. And that's why having your own guilt-free spending money is the best way to accelerate your savings while still enjoying your money. The thing is, even though these 3 hacks can definitely speed up and make it easier to save 100,000 euros, most Europeans still struggle to reach this result. This is because they're following common financial tips that just don't work. As a financial coach, I've noticed there are 3 pieces of advice in particular that could cost you over 100,000 euros. That's why I've made this next video, where I show you exactly what these bad tips are and what you should do instead, so you can reach 100,000 euros faster than you thought possible.